Good evening, everybody. A very good evening to all of you, bacho. We are live. We are back on the Creatrix channel, and again, I am back with another MTech guidance video. And this time, we will be discussing about IIT Madras. So, if any of you are planning to go for MTech in IIT Madras, Masters in IIT Madras, then this is a must-watch video for all of you. I'll be telling about the different kind of discipline that they have, different kind of fields that you can go in, what are the salaries, placement, fee structure, everything in this video that you need to know about the IIT Madras. So let's get started. Let me first start by introducing myself for those of you who are meeting me for the first time. My dear students, my name is Ankit Goyal. I got AIR1 twice in GATE in 2014 and 2018. I was awarded President of India Gold Medal in the year 2013 when I graduated from IIT Indore. Till date, I have trained more than 1 lakh students in the online and the offline classes, and I am presently working as a director at an academy for GATE department. Now, most of you know this about me, beta, but what matters the most to us is that me and my entire team are completely with you guys. We will be there with you at each and every step, and we will make sure that we take this journey with you to the end. Okay, we are not going to leave you midway. We will be providing every kind of support that you guys need in order for you guys to get jobs in the top companies or higher studies in the top colleges. But our initiatives will never ever be limited to just YouTube. They are also available on the Unacademy Learning app. You just need to download that app, and then you can access our free initiatives simply by unlocking them using the code AnkitESE. Other than this, my dear students, let's get started. Let's get started with IIT Madras. Okay. So one of the oldest departments in IIT Madras is the electrical department. From the basics of resistor and battery circuit, the course goes into development of microprocessor electrical machines used in the factory. And with the advancement in IoT, the electrical engineering is an integral part of several other fields. That means they have the courses from the very basic subjects like networks to embedded system, IoT, which links electrical engineering with the other fields of engineering as well. That is interdisciplinary courses. Okay. And the alumni from this department have joined major tech giants like Samsung and Intel, but also have joined Indian research organizations like ISRO. And students have secured admissions into universities like Stanford, UCB, Harvard, Georgia Tech, and University of Michigan. So here the students have developed very well in IIT Madras in electrical department, and they have reached absolutely to the top. Now you can also specialize in applied mathematics, mechatronics, machine learning, computer vision. That is, when you enter IIT Madras, your electrical engineering knowledge will not be restricted to just your discipline. You can specialize in various other courses which involve the element of computer science. As I have told you guys multiple times, computer science is something that is unavoidable. Computer science must be inculcated, must be integrated with each and every engineering discipline, and that opportunity is provided to you by IIT Madras. They are asking you to specialize in various departments which are interdisciplinary and not just related to electrical, and that is definitely going to lead to your growth. Now, here the staff is 32 people, faculties, 72 faculties are in the electrical department. 354 undergraduate students, 607 postgraduate, MS Research Scholar 125, PhD 308, exchange students 5, publications 3262. Okay, so as you can see, the clear focus of IIT is on the postgraduate part. Okay, you can see this clear focus. As compared to undergraduate, the major focus is on postgraduate because IITs want to become research center where the major research of this country comes from. They want to be involved in some of the biggest projects in this country, and for that they need people who are into higher studies, who are majorly into research category. Okay. Now what are the departments? So communication and signal processing, you will have various specialization like wireless communication you can research in. You can have information theory and coding, that is one of the chapters that you study during your BTech, that becomes a complete field when you go for higher studies. Communication networks, okay, that is different kind of layers of networking. Optimization and queuing theory, that will relate more to the computer science. Network theory, this is not your network analysis, okay. Network theory will be related to the networking part. Stochastic networks, DSP algorithm and application, one of the very interesting field, because nowadays the signal processing is majorly done through the digital signal processors, through the digital devices, and not in the analog form. Because what happens in digital, we can write a code in a microprocessor or a microcontroller that makes it very easy for us to analyze any signal or to process any signal. Speech processing, image processing, and computer vision. Okay, see, recently what I was seeing is, whenever I am placing a image in PowerPoint, it is able to read that image. It is able to read what is happening in that image. So are you getting how much image processing has improved over the years? Now whenever you are putting a photo, the computer is able to understand what that photo means. So that is the image processing power. So guys, definitely I am telling you, there is an endless scope in these fields. In case for electrical power system and high voltage, power system optimization and economics, that is economic load dispatch and economic generation. Energy management system, that is to minimize the losses, to minimize the energy wastage. Power system automation, that will relate to the smart grid part, where you can automate the working of the entire power system and you can delegate how much load will be supplied by each plant automatically. Flexible AC transmission system, this we have already studied even in the BTech level, but at a very basic level. This is the application of power electronics in power system. Restructured power system operation, power quality monitoring and analysis, custom power devices, they will be more related to power electronics. Renewable energy system, one of the most trendy field in the country is the solar energy, which is also a renewable energy source. High voltage engineering, okay, insulation coordination, treeing and tracking phenomena in insulation material, condition monitoring of power apparatus using multi-fusion sensor, and production of nanoparticle. So you can see the topics that you studied 1 page, 2 page in your BTech, they are becoming individual fields when we go to the masters. If I were in your place, I would be interested about this one, renewable. Okay, I would be interested about this FACTS part, because here power electronics and power system will merge. Okay, other than that, what we can go after with this nanoparticle is also an interesting field, because this is a field of the future. So these are some fields which I can relate with and which I can feel will have a major scope going forward. Electrical drives and power electronics, that is the application of power electronics. Power electronic converters, the basic level you have already studied, but their advanced versions are still yet to be studied. Control of induction and permanent magnet motor, that is the drive part. Simulation of power electronic system, DSP application, analysis of permanent magnet machine and special machine. Out of these, what you can understand, these three can be very good fields to have a research area in. Microelectronics, one of the most trendy field when we talk about the electrical and electronics branch. Modeling, simulation, fabrication, characterization of SOI based devices. See, this is more into constructing the device. This is more into constructing the device, IC fabrication. Guys, this is very important field. This is very trendy field. Here what you do is, you have different softwares on which you create a device like a MOSFET or an advanced version of MOSFET like FinFET or even further. And then you analyze its performance, you derive its characteristics in that software, and you see if it is satisfying the criteria that you have set. If it is high speed, low power consumption device, and can be used in various applications. Once you have a surety about it, then you can go after that device fabrication. So first we have to construct that device in the software, we have to simulate it, then we actually fabricate it with the help of semiconductor and we bring it into reality. Power MOSFETs, HEMTs and HBTs. So here you will have application of microelectronics into the power electronics. Nanoelectronic compound semiconductor. This is the future, because earlier microelectronics was trendy field. They haven't changed the name, but now it has gone into nanoelectronics. Ultra thin and high K-gate dielectric, magnetoelectronics, MEMS based sensor and actuator, biosensor, microfluidic, RF MEMS and optical MEMS. Okay, so these are all the fields that are out there in microelectronics. Now, control. Linear and non-linear control, robust stabilization, control of resonant system, mapping and localization in robotics, nanotechnology in control and digital design, actuation of mechatronic system, VLSI architecture for robotics, control of non-holonomic system, FPGA based design. See, this FPGA based design is a complete digital technology. VLSI architecture for robotics, this is very, very interesting, where you can get into the control part as well as in the electronics part. If you are making use of electronics for the robotics, then that can be very, very interesting. Nanotechnology in control and digital design. Okay, so here you will study about nanotechnology and how it can be integrated with the control part or even the digital part. Instrumentation. This I have talked about in my earlier videos. Biomedical instrumentation, one of the major advantage or major application of the instrumentation field. Power system instrumentation, whatever instruments are used in a power system, they will be covered in this. Modeling and simulation, that is a part of each and every field, not a specific. Transducer, sensor and signal conditioning, this is something that you are all aware of at the measurement level. Virtual instrumentation, that is the instruments that can be accessed via your computer, they are not in the physical hardware. Signal processing in instrumentation, that is application of signal processing when you apply it to instrumentation. Optics, optical communication, metrology, component computational electromagnetics, plasmonics, nonlinear optics, silicon photonics, fiber optic sensor and fiber laser. So these are the fields that make use of the optics and photonics, that is the relaying of information or communication by means of light. So here all the applications are based on optics, based on the phenomena of light. So that is also a very, very interesting field to go after, because then again we have to see whenever we are choosing a field which we want to go after, we have to think in terms of which field can have a major scope in the future. And believe me my friend, photonics is one such field where there is a lot of future scope. And to be honest, to be completely honest, I am myself a bit biased about electronics and this optics, because I feel that the private sector has grown more in electronics than electrical. So the scope of jobs in the private sector in terms of electronics, companies like Intel, companies like Qualcomm, there are a lot of such companies that are doing cutting edge research in electronics. And that is why when you specialize in electronics like nanoelectronics or microelectronics, you have a better chance of getting placed and doing something that will make a difference to this world. Now, integrated circuits and system, analog, RF and mixed signal IC design. Okay, that is the design of integrated circuits, again via simulation, then fabrication. Digital systems including architecture for image processing and vision, CAD for digital and analog circuit, reconfigurable computing. And believe me one thing, whenever you are going for these master's courses, these specializations, one thing is for sure, that you will have to have an element of computer science involved in all of this. So it's very, very good if you can learn a bit of programming, if you can learn it at a certain level, then that can help you in the long run. Now let's look at the placements of IIT Madras. So the top recruiters were company like Microsoft, Texas, Bajaj Auto, ISRO, Alfonso, Qualcomm, okay, TSMC, Tencore, GE. See, this is one very big company in electronics, a giant. This will involve computers, okay. One of the major research companies of this country, Wipro, Uber, Rubrik, Micron Tech. Again, this will be for your electronics. Intel will also be for electronics. Flipkart will be an e-commerce company, so it can take for computer science. American Express, Samsung, again a giant in electronics. Siemens, Adobe, IBM and Sony. Sony is again in electronics. So see how many big giants are there that are out there in the electronics domain. So if electrical engineers also have a bit of interest in electronics, it has a lot of scope for the future. Now, electrical department, MTech people registered were 56, MS there were 16 and PhD there were 10. And these are the placed students. Out of 56, 34 were placed. MS 16 out of 17 and PhD 10 on 24. And guys, nowadays this MS program is also getting a lot of traction in IITs. Earlier, if we wanted to pursue MS, we had to go out of this country. But now this MS program is being run within the country itself, and it's being run at a very, very good level. That is why people are getting a lot of exposure, and you can see the placement statistics also support it. Salary range. So maximum students went into the maximum range in the MTech, okay. Then average package were obtained by 15.34% students. For MS, average package went to 18% of the crowd, and for PhD, average package went to 21% of the crowd. If you see, the placements in the MTech were mostly in the high salary range. And if you see in all the three pie charts, you can easily take a look that most of the placements have been from all the three courses in the high salary range. What is the fees? One-time payment for admission is 150, grade card 150, provisional certificate 100. So that is the one-time payment of 3750. Nothing more than that. Very, very low fees, one-time payment. And what is the semester fees? The tuition fee is 5,000 per semester. Examination fees 300, registration enrollment 300, medical fees 700, seat rent 6,000, fan, electricity and water 1,000. So per semester it is costing you 13,300 as per the information displayed on the IIT Madras website. So the fees is not very, very high. But guys, you can see when you enter into a master's program, you have a lot of opportunities and you get to be recruited in these tech giants. These big companies will come to the campus and they will recruit the students, and which is very, very good for you guys, which is very, very really good for you guys. So if you are thinking small, if you are thinking of going into average companies, but I would suggest that you start thinking big, and if you can do MTech, if you can afford to do MTech, it is worthwhile doing it. But make sure those 2 years you are completely committed to the course. You do really, really hard work in those courses so that you end up getting placed. As we have seen an honest statistic that not 100% students will be getting placed. Nobody can do that. No college, no consultancy, nobody can commit that they will be able to place 100% students. Because if there was a placement guarantee or something like that, why would anybody become competitive? Why would anybody be learning anything? Suppose you come to my institute and I tell you, you will always get under 100 rank. Would you study? No. Because now you are sure you will get under 100 rank just by coming to me. Same way, if colleges were committing placements, why would anybody study in that case? So make sure that you give your 100% in the next 2 years. If you go for a master's program, definitely big companies come to IIT and your life takes a upside turn, because now you go into a path of the positive slope. You keep on growing when you go into MTech. So that is very, very important for your career. Okay. And refundable deposits are institute and the library deposit, which is total 2000. And hostel fees and mess charges is also given here. For July to November, the hostel fees and the mess charges are 31,000, then 27, 28, 27,000. So the first semester it is higher, that is 31,000. After that it is 27 or 28,000. Okay, so that is more than the academic fees. It is the hostel fees. But remember, if you go into IIT, don't ever avoid hostel, because that is where you learn most of the things. You will be living among the people who are really brilliant minded. You will get to learn a lot from them, and you will also be motivated when you stay among those people. But if you live at your home, if you live in a room that you have rented, you will not get to learn as much as you can learn in hostel.